What's up, YouTube? My name is Bigboysnacksjonnytv, aka what kind of snacks you want, because I got plenty to go around. This is my WWE Raw review on highlights. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys please full watch the video from all the way from the beginning all the way towards the end. Hit that like button, subscribe to my channel for more wrestling content I do on the channel. While I give you guys a full breakdown of my review and not to have my review. Go check out my WWE Night of Champions review on highlights, and also go follow my social media down below in the description. Let's get started. Now, WWE Raw was a C average show for what it was. All right, it says WWE Live was live from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, PPG Paints Arena. Then Now Forever Together, the WWE video leads us into the show. Video package full rundown of what happened at WWE Night of Champions. Pre-show arrival. Sami Zayn is showing entering the arena. Penta is also showing arriving earlier today. World Tag Team Champions Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods are showing arriving. They'll put the titles on the line against the Judgment Day. Sheamus is showing walking around with and Shillelagh. He'll battle Rusev later tonight. This is my brutality. Alright, the ed, the educator Rhea Ripley heads to the ring to a big reception. Rhea Ripley is smiling, but she is holding her ribs from the battle against Raquel Rodriguez this past Saturday at WWE Night of Champions. Rhea Ripley says, "Welcome to Monday Night, Mommy." Now that the Judgment Day and Raquel Rodriguez are behind her, hopefully for good, she's wondering what's next for her. With Evolution right around the corner, she feels like she has to get her priority straight. Priority straight. Women's World Champion Io Sky interrupts. Rhea Ripley and heads to the ring to a nice ovation. Io Sky says you cannot have an evolution without Io Sky. Rhea Ripley is wrong about one thing. Rhea Ripley is not on top. Not without not without the title, because Io Sky has the title. Raw general manager Adam Pearce told her she can pick who she will defend the title against at Evolution. Io Sky speaks in Japanese and gets the crowd going. Io Sky says she wants to defend against the best. That means defending against Rhea Ripley. Now, here's the thing, in my own opinion. I would love to see Io Sky versus Stephanie McCure. They need to run that back. So, Io Sky versus Stephanie McCure, I want to see that match again, because that match itself between Stephanie McCure and Io Sky, that match was fantastic. They need to run that back. That's just my opinion. I'm going to stand on it. Alright, let me continue. Rhea Ripley smiles and says she has nothing but respect for Io Sky. If that what Io Sky wants, Rhea Ripley will stop at nothing to get the title back. If that if that's what Io Sky wants, Rhea Ripley wants her to know that what happens at Evolution is what Io Sky wanted. At Evolution, Rhea Ripley versus Io Sky for the Women's World Championship on the line. Io Sky for the World Championship on the line. It's on. Io Sky smiles and holds the title up between them. Rhea Ripley versus Io Sky at WWE Evolution. They didn't need to do much to get you excited for that one. It should be an excellent match. Hashtag WWE Raw. The first segment was okay for what it was to start the show. It was just okay for what it was. Backstage segment. WWE Intercontinental Champion Dirty Dominic Mysterio is backstage with AJ Styles. Walks up to him. Dominic Mysterio has a doctor's note, and warns AJ Styles that he is not clear to compete. Adam Pearce verified if AJ Styles lays a finger on him, he will get a title shot. AJ Styles put on his glasses and reads the letter. AJ Styles says the doctor says Dominic Mysterio is a punk, you know what? AJ Styles says that when Dominic Mysterio is clear to compete, he'll destroy him and take the title. AJ Styles walks off, and Dominic Mysterio says he doesn't want to beat up the elderly. AJ Styles returns, but Dominic Mysterio holds the note up again and scurries away. Finn Balor and JD Mcdonagh of the Judgment Day make their entrance. They challenge the New Day for the World Tag Team Championships next. I'm not hashtag. So we go to commercial break. So we get the next match right here. So we get the first match right here. World Tag Team Championship match. The Judgment Day, Finn Balor and JD Mcdonagh versus the New Day, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. And this tag team match right here, this was a good tag team match right here. All right. The bell rings, and it'll be Finn Balor starting against Kofi Kingston. Kofi Kingston has a piece of bread in his hand and goes to hand it to Finn Balor, thinking he needs more carbs. Finn Balor slaps it out of Kofi Kingston's hand. Finn Balor blocks a kick and spins him, but Kofi Kingston avoids a strike. They tussle to the corner, and Kofi Kingston pretends to give a clean break before punching on him. Finn Balor kicks Kofi Kingston in the knee. They hit the ropes, and Finn Balor hits a sunset flip into a basement dropkick. Finn Balor puts Kofi Kingston in the corner and tags. JD Madonna hits a drop toe hold and drops a leg for a 1 count. JD Madonna puts Kofi Kingston in the corner and chops him. JD Madonna wrenches the arm, but Kofi Kingston reverses a whip into the ropes. Kofi Kingston lowers his head and takes a kick. JD Madonna sends Kofi Kingston out of the ring, goes to the apron, and kicks him in the face. JD Madonna then big boots Xavier Woods. JD Madonna sets up for an moonsault, but Kofi Kingston sweeps the feet. Hanging him up on the top rope. Xavier Woods tags in and connects with a double stump off the top rope to the spine. So we go to commercial break. Bathroom commercial. Bathroom commercial break. Kofi Kingston takes JD Madonna down with a diving accidental for a 2 count. Kofi Kingston punches away at him and tags Xavier Woods in. Xavier Woods Xavier Woods wipes JD Madonna to the corner, but JD Madonna fights the New Day off. JD Madonna and Xavier Woods starts chopping each other before Xavier Woods kicks him in the midsection. Xavier Woods chomps him down before setting up for a powerbomb, but JD Madonna enters into a sit out facebuster. Kofi Kingston quickly tags in and chops JD Madonna from tagging in. JD Madonna kicks him away and tags Finn Balor in. Finn Balor comes in to a nice ovation and runs over Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. Finn Balor double stomps Kofi Kingston before hitting Xavier Woods with a double stomp. Finn Balor hits a falling elbow drop on Kofi Kingston for a 2 count. Finn Balor chops Kofi Kingston in the corner and whips him to opposite corner. But Kofi Kingston hits him with a pendulum kick. Kofi Kingston heads to the top rope, but Finn Balor avoids an attack and hits a sling blade. Finn Balor sets up for a shotgun drop kick, but Kofi Kingston cuts him off with a standing double stomp. Xavier Woods and JD Madonna tag in. JD Madonna knocks Xavier Woods all over the top rope and hits a moonsault. JD Madonna gets Xavier Woods in the ring and goes to the top rope for a moonsault, but Xavier Woods gets the leg up. Finn Balor blind tags in. Xavier Woods rolls JD Madonna up, but the referee won't count. JD Madonna kicks out and holds Xavier Woods down. Before Finn Balor goes to the top rope for the coup de grace, but he hits JD Madonna when Xavier Woods moves. Xavier Woods tags Kofi Kingston in. Xavier Woods holds Finn Balor up, and they hit the midnight hour. 1-2. Finn Balor kicks out. Kofi Kingston cannot believe it. Finn Balor slowly gets up and avoids the trouble in paradise. Kofi Kingston rolls Finn Balor up, but he kicks out. JD Madonna punches Kofi Kingston and Finn Balor rolls him up for a near fall. Xavier Woods hits Finn Balor in the back of the head with the tag team titles. Kofi Kingston rolls him up 1-2. Finn Balor kicks out. The crowd starts to chant, "This is awesome." Xavier Woods tags in and goes to the top rope, but he crunches when Finn Balor flapjacks Kofi Kingston onto the ropes. JD Madonna tags in and hits Xavier Woods a Spanish fly off the top rope. 1-2. Kofi Kingston breaks up the pin. Kofi Kingston knocks Finn Balor out of the ring and goes for a plancha, but Finn Balor moves. Finn Balor hits a sling blade on the floor. JD Madonna takes Xavier Woods down and tags in. JD Madonna hits Xavier Woods with a moonsault, and Finn Balor follows it up with the coup de grace. 1, 2, 3. The crowd explodes. The winner by pinfall and your new World Tag Team Champions, the Judgment Day. This was a good tag team match, and thank God that thank God that the New Day lost to the Judgment Day. which is I know that the New Day is going to get a rematch request, get a rematch clause. That's all I gotta say. All right, WWE Intercontinental Champion Dirty Dominic Mysterio joins JD Madonna, joins Finn Balor and JD Madonna as they celebrate their win. The Judgment Day holds their titles up as a huge protectionist display goes off. Excellent tag title match with the Judgment Day getting some gold back. They are obviously changing things up with Liv Morgan, the star of the group at the moment, being out the next few months. JD Madonna workspace in the match and had the crowd with them big at the crowd with them big at the end. Hashtag WR. Before I continue, I just want to say I wish Liv Morgan a speedy recovery, and that's all I gotta say. But when Liv Morgan comes back due to her when Liv Morgan comes back from her injury, Liv Morgan is going to be Liv Morgan is going to be heated. She's going to be crashing out, and she's going to be upset about what just happened. Cause I already know that. Do you think that I already know that? I already know that Lil Morgan is going to show up at War Games? I believe so, but I don't want to get my hopes. I don't want to get my hopes up. But that's just my little prediction. But I could be wrong. But I think that Lil Morgan might win the Women's Royal Rumble this year. But I don't know. But it is what it is. But I got Stephanie Mercury winning. That's just my prediction. I could be wrong. But in my honest opinion, I got Stephanie Mercury winning the Women's Royal Rumble in 2026. And that's all I gotta say. And then CM Punk is going to win the Men's Royal Rumble in 2026 to face CM Punk at WrestleMania. That's what they're heading. That's what WWE is heading that direction. But I wish Liv Morgan a speedy recovery, and that's all I gotta say. But when Liv Morgan's come back, Liv Morgan's gonna be pissed off. She's gonna be heated, and she's gonna crash out at the same time. It is what it is. But let me move on. Highlight of the night: last Monday on Raw, Lyra Kira attacked Becky Lynch as Bayley was setting up to win the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Bayley was furious with Lyra Kira. I believe that WWE is teasing that Lyra Kira is going to turn heel and start a feud against Bayley. That's all I gotta say. Backstage interview. Jackie Raymond is backstage with a dejected Bayley. Is she still focused on another opportunity for the Intercontinental Championship? Bayley says her focus hasn't changed enough through Lyra Kira got involved in her match. Lyra Kira walks up to her and isn't happy that Bayley was talking about her. Lyra Kira says she was going to apologize, but she's no longer knows who Bayley is. It's not personal with them. It's personal with Lyra Kira and Becky Lynch. Bayley says it was personal with her and Becky Lynch because she took her out before WrestleMania. Raw General Manager Adam Pearce sounds them as they argue. Adam Pearce says he thought something like this would happen, so he'll put them in a match tonight. The winner will be the number one contender for the Women's Intercontinental Champion. Lyra Kira says, "See you in the ring, friend." Adam Pearce, Adam Pearce frustration says, "Happy Monday." All right. Backstage segment. Sheamus is preparing for his match against Rusev. He high fives Akira Tozawa and Matthew Dupree and Natalia. So we go to commercial break. So we get a video package, a huge career retrospective on a WWE Hall of Famer Goldberg. Now, this video package of Goldberg was just laughable to me, and that's all I gotta say. But I know that Gunther has to retain at Saturday night's main event. I do not want to see Goldberg as a world heavyweight champion. If that happens, I'm going to crash out. What did Goldberg do to deserve the world heavyweight championship? Absolutely nothing. All he did was just show up on Raw, walk inside the ring, got in Gunther's face and says, "You're next, and you're mine," and that's that. But anyway, let me continue. Goldberg will compete in his final match at WWE Saturday Night's main event as he challenges the Ring General Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. Gunther, you better retain your World Heavyweight Championship at Saturday Night's main event. If WWE make Gunther drop the title to Goldberg, I'm going to be upset. I'm going to crash out. if that happens. If WWE made Gunther drop the World Heavyweight Championship to a 50-year-old man named Goldberg, I'm gonna crash out, and that's that. So I hope that doesn't happen. All right, replay. Last Monday on Raw, Chad Gable confronted Penta backstage. Kicks him down and hit the sacrifice. Video video package. Earlier today, Chad Gable was talking to American May with his arm in sling. Raw General Manager Adam Pearce walks up and wishes Chad Gable luck on his upcoming surgery. Chad Gable says he's an Olympian and makes his own luck. Adam Pearce says he's supposed to work. He's supposed they won't see a Grande Americano. Gable says he's the world's greatest luchador, so you never know. Chad Gable tells American Made not to lose their spirit. The Creed brothers aren't sure what they do without Chad Gable. Chad Gable tells them to listen to Ivy Nine. Louis Kaiser is showing lurking in the shadows. I knew that was Louis Kaiser in a mask. So I knew that Louis Kaiser was in a mask. So that's all I gotta say. Russo makes his entrance. He'll battle Sheamus next. Video package. Bronson Reed does an advertisement for Jurassic World Rebirth. Alright, so we go to commercial break. Backstage segment. Raw General Manager Adam Pearce is talking with SmackDown General Manager Nick Aldis backstage. World Tag Team Champions Finn Balor and JD Mcdonagh. World Tag Team Champions Finn Balor and JD Mcdonagh walks up to them. Finn Balor is guessing they're trying to figure out what to do about the Women's Tag Team Champions. Finn Balor has a suggestion, which Nick Aldis and Aaron Pearce wants to hear. Finn Balor says Raquel Rodriguez work hard to win and defend the titles. It would be mean of them to strip her of the titles. Finn Balor wants to find her new tag team partner. They ask if has they want to ask if he has anyone in mind. Finn Balor pretends to think, and they suggest Roxanne Perez. It's a win for everyone. They can have matches on Raw and SmackDown. Adam Pearce says they have to confer. They turn they turn to tongue Adam Pearce. They says they'll allow it under one condition. But Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez will have to justify the decision and prove they were worthy champions. At Evolution, they'll defend the titles against a team from Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. Finn Balor and JD Madonna agree and walks off. Nick Aldis says they're on the same page. Adam Pearce says for now and walks off. Now I can definitely see that Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair is going to take the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions off of Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez. So they're going to give it to Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair as your new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. I can definitely see that. But anyway, let me continue. So we get the next match. So we get Rusev versus Sheamus. This match was really good, but the crowd did not even care. Ever since Russo came back, he hasn't even done nothing. He lost his aura. That's all I gotta say. But this match was physical at the same. This match was good and physical at the same time, and that's all I gotta say. But the crowd didn't even care, which is sad, by the way. The crowd on Raw sucks. That's all I gotta say. But this match was good. I don't care what nobody say. The bell rings. They stare at each other. Rusev shows him, and so they lock up. They can they can't push against each other and break the lock up. They lock up again and tussle against the ropes. Sheamus hooks a side headlock, so Rusev whips him off. Sheamus connects with a shoulder tackle, but Rusev absorbs it. Rusev goes for a shoulder tackle, but Sheamus absorbs it. They talk trash to each other before throwing meaty strikes. Sheamus bounces Rusev off the top turnbuckle and punches him. Sheamus backs up, so Rusev pops out of the corner and clotheslines him. Rusev sends him to the ropes for a hip toss, but Sheamus counters with a short arm clothesline. Sheamus applies a predator, which is him ripping at Sheamus' mouth. Rusev fights out and puts Sheamus in the corner before kicking away at him. Sheamus soon spins him around and punches away at him. Sheamus starts to 10 punches, but Russo counters with a powerbomb. Sheamus rolls out of the ring to recover. The referee stops Rusev from going outside. So Rusev sidesteps him. Sheamus punches away at Rusev as he tries to come through the ropes. Rusev kicks away at Sheamus and leaps off the apron, but Sheamus counters with a power slam on the floor. So we go to commercial break. Back from commercial, Back from commercial break. Rusev is applying a rear chin lock. Sheamus fights up, but Rusev hits a snapper and puts the hold back down. Hold back down on Sheamus. Fights up and powers Rusev into the corner. Rusev quickly boots him back and kicks him in the spine. Rusev kicks Sheamus in the face a few times and slaps him in the face. Rusev challenges him, so Sheamus tells him to hit him harder. Sheamus gets fired up and starts to punch back. Rusev shoves him off, but Sheamus hits a pair of Irish hammers to the face. Sheamus clotheslines him in the corner and hits an Irish curse backbreaker. Sheamus heads to the top rope and hits a diving knee drop for a 1 count. Sheamus digs his boot into Rusev's throat. Rusev goes to the apron, so Sheamus sets up for the 10 beats of the bottom. Rusev snaps him off the top rope and hits a spinning heel kick for a 2 count. Rusev follows up with a fallaway slam for another 2 count. Rusev slams Sheamus on the back and backs himself to the corner. Rusev charges, but Sheamus boots him back and pulls himself to the top rope. Rusev quickly cuts him off and connects with a massive superplex. So we go to commercial break. We return from the break to see Sheamus and Rusev down on the mat. They get to their knees and exchange headbutts before swinging some vicious clubs. These are some nasty strikes. Rusev hits a throat thrust and kicks him in the head twice. Rusev hits the ropes, but Sheamus slams him with a tilt-a-whirl power slam. Rusev rolls to the apron, and the crowd chants, "Let's go!" Sheamus let's go, Sheamus. Sheamus grabs Rusev for the 10 beats of the veteran. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Sheamus gets the crowd going and signals for the end. Sheamus pounds his chest as the crowd chants, "Bro, brogue." Rusev avoids a bro kick and flips him over. Rusev kicks away at Sheamus and charges, but Sheamus catches him with a knee to the jaw. Sheamus backs up and connects with a kneecapper for a near fall. Sheamus slowly gets to his feet and pulls Rusev up for an Irish curse. Irish cross. I'm sorry. Rusev gets out and hits a standing range, followed by a running thirst kick to the jaw. Rusev gets himself fired up and shouts Rusev's over. Rusev starts the spine and applies the accolade. Rusev catches it. Sheamus, who is dropping with sweat, managed to get his knees under him and gets up with Rusev on his back. Sheamus backs him in a corner before going through the ropes with him. Sheamus then hits him with a bro kick on the floor. Both men are down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The crowd chants, "This is awesome." 8, 9. Rusev barely beats the count back in. They're both on the apron with a ring post between them. They throw punches through the turnbuckles. Rusev bounces Sheamus off the ring post and pulls him up. Rusev sets up for a superplex to the floor, but Sheamus fights it. Sheamus goes for right knuckles to the floor, but Rusev gets out. Rusev rakes the eyes, removes the turnbuckle bracket cover, pulls Sheamus onto it, and throws him back into the ring. Rusev connects with a Mochaka kick for the win. The winner by pinfall, Rusev. This match was good between Sheamus and Rusev. This match was fantastic. This was a good match, but the crowd didn't even care. So that's an L crowd by itself. Rusev kneels over Sheamus and talks some trash before leaving. What a match with Rusev and Sheamus. Hard hitting and total vicious. They got a lot of time for the match and beat their tar out of each other. Good stuff. Hashtag WWE Raw. That match between Rusev and Sheamus, that was a good match. It was physical and brutal at the same time. But the crowd didn't even care, which is sad by itself. So the crowd sucks on that. But this match was good. I don't care what nobody say. All right. Video package. Earlier today, Raw General Manager Adam Pearce and SmackDown General Manager Nick Aldis got together to talk about WWE Evolution. They will have a battle royal with the winner facing the women's tag women's title at WWE Clash in Paris. All right, backstage, backstage interview. Jackie Remy is backstage with American Made. How do they plan to move forward without their leader? Avenai says she'll make sure to get herself into the battle royal at Evolution. All of a sudden, a Grand Americano walks into the frame before leaving. American Made is stunned. It doesn't look like Chad Gable. It could be Ludwig Kaiser. Jacob Redmond asks for a comment, but Avenai says no comment. A stunned American Made walks off. I know that's Ludwig Kaiser in that mask. That's all I gotta say. Jackie Redmond catches up with Sami Zayn backstage before she can before she can ask a question. Karen Cross viciously attacks him. Karen Cross grabs a lead pipe and tells Sami Zayn to say it before smashing him in the ribs. WWE officials and the referee run over to pull Karen Cross away. Scarlett looks pleased. Sami Zayn is in pain, so we go to commercial break. So we get a video package Bailey earlier tonight. Ill Sky. I'm sorry. So we get a replay tonight. Earlier tonight, Io Sky offered to defend her Women's World Championship against Rhea Ripley at WWE Evolution. Rhea Ripley accepts. The commentators run down the WWE Evolution card so far. Members of the Pittsburgh Steelers are shown at ringside. Alright, let's move on. So we get World Heavyweight Champion Gunther addresses Goldberg. This was a good segment with Gunther. World Heavyweight Champion, the ring general Gunther heads to the ring a week from Saturday on Saturday night's main event. He will defend the title against Goldberg, and it will be Goldberg's final match. Goldberg stands in the ring, and the crowd loudly chants, "You tap out." Gunther says he's out here to talk about Bill Goldberg. He saw the video that highlighted Goldberg's career moments, and it was violently brutal and destructive. Goldberg left a mark on every opponent he faced. Just like his matches, Gunther will sum it up in 3 minutes. Goldberg has every right to claim that he's the most feared man of his generation. But Gunther is not afraid of what is left of Bill Goldberg. Gunther has seen what he really is. He's a 58-year-old man who wants to ride out his career on Gunther's coattails. All right, one last hurrah at Gunther's expense. That won't happen. Goldberg isn't capable of taking the World Heavyweight Championship away from him, which is fast by itself. Gunther knows he can beat Goldberg in under 3 minutes. That's not his goal. His goal at Saturday night's main event is to take it slowly, but he taps him and outclass him in front of everyone we near and clear to him. Gunther heard Goldberg says he doesn't like bullies. Too bad he bumped into the ring. He bumped into the biggest bully here. At Saturday night's main event, Gunther will bully Goldberg and treat him like a piece of crap. There's nothing Goldberg can do about it. We're here guessing whether Goldberg still has it. Gunther will show he's never had it. After Gunther will walk out. Here's a rise. The question here's to raise the question of the who's next. Who's next for the ring general? Burn it down. Okay, Mr. Money in the Bank, Seth Rollins heads to the ring with his Oracle, WWE Hall of Famer Paul Heyman. Seth Rollins gets in the ring and listens to the crowd. He sings his song. Gunther says that from the look of Heyman's face, he's proud to travel very far and achieve nothing. Seth Rollins says Gunther has hasn't been paying attention. They're here to congratulate Gunther. They have seen him since he won the World Heavyweight Championship. Gunther Gunther posts. Seth Rollins congratulates him. If Gunther were paying attention, he would understand that they did not go to neither champions. They to crash in Money in the Bank contract on John Cena for the last 2 years. Gunther says time and again time and again that if there's breath in his lungs, CM Punk will not be a world heavyweight champion in this company. They flew all the way across the world to stand on that business. CM Punk, a CM Punk champ picks up as it stands with the Money in the Bank contract. Seth Rollins told the world it would be an all-out assault on BOTH on both world tag titles. World titles. I'm sorry. Seth Rollins repeated himself as he coldly says, "Congratulations, champ." CM Punk music hits, and alright, CM Punk runs down to the ring and attacks Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins quickly rakes the eyes and takes him down. Seth Rollins heads to the top rope for a stomp, but CM Punk cuts him off with a back elbow. Seth Rollins quickly bails out of the ring and runs through the crowd to to escape. CM Punk shouts, "You're a coward." Another CM Punk chant fires up. CM Punk turns to leave, so Gunther grabs him. CM Punk shoves Gunther down, shouts at him, and leaves the ring. Seth Rollins gleefully waves goodbye to CM Punk for the relative safety of the stands. All of a sudden, LA Knight appears behind him. They brawl into the arena, Concourse Arena. They fight near a bar before Seth Rollins throws a drink in LA Knight's face and runs off for escape. All right, that segment itself that was a strong segment, so I enjoyed this segment right here. All right, strong segment that clues us into a few branches for the next month. After Gunther gets through Goldberg, he could be looking at either Seth Rollins or CM Punk. Seth Rollins is working LA Knight soon. Ultimately, the big money match is CM Punk versus Seth Rollins with that title on the line. All right, let's move on. The Judgment Day Clubhouse. World Tag Team Champions Finn Balor and JD Mcdonagh are with WWE Intercontinental Champion Dirty Dominic Mysterio and the new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions Bryce and Perez. They all celebrate meeting. They're all celebrating having titles. Finn Balor says, "When you listen to Finn Balor, you win." With Coral Wiggles walks up and asks why they're replacing Liv Morgan so quickly. Liv Morgan has been rehabbing two, two, 2 to 3 times a week. Finn Balor says he had shoulder surgery and know it will be a long road. He just wants them to stay on top. With Coral Wiggles recently agrees. Finn Balor says it's time to vote for Roxanne Perez to be a part of the Judgment Day. Finn Balor gives his vote, and JD McDonald looks at Carl Rodriguez before saying he wants them to stay on top. Dominic Mysterio says he'll have to ask Liv Morgan, but he tells, what was I? He said, but Finn Balor tells him to make the decision himself. Dominic Mysterio sighs and says yes. But Rodriguez puts her head down and tells Roxanne Perez to make sure she holds up her end of the bargain. Roxanne Perez is thrilled to be part of the Judgment Day. Roxanne Perez says she'll do anything for them while Liv Morgan is gone, including going after Kari Sane, and took Liv Morgan out. Took Liv Morgan out. Finn Balor smiles widely and thinks this is great. This is great. When Liv Morgan comes back from her due to her injuries, she's gonna be heated, she's gonna be pissed, and she's gonna be crashing out at the same time. But she could show up at War Games. That way that Liv Morgan is going to attack Roxanne Perez. But it is what it is. But like I said earlier just now, I wish Liv Morgan a speedy recovery. And that's all I gotta say. It says in the arena, Bayley makes her way to the ring. She'll battle Lyra Kira in a no one contenders match next. Commercial break. WWE is coming to Perth, Australia in October. Video package. Kairi Sane says she doesn't talk big. She fights with heart and honor. That's why she's here. She's been the NXT Women's Championship and a two-time WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. To all the champions, she will have all their goal. Kairi Sane is not afraid of anything. No matter how many times she's been knocked down, she gets up. She doesn't run for the storm. She runs into it. The Pirates Princess is here. That was a pretty good video package by Kairi Sane. All right, let's move on. So we get the no one contenders match: Bayley versus Lyra Kira. This match was fantastic, but if I was the crowd, I would at least give Bayley and Lyra Kira 5 more minutes. The crowd should have chanted 5 more minutes on that one. But this was a good match between Bayley and Lyra Kira, but I did not like how it ended in a draw. If I was the crowd, I would have chanted 5 more minutes for Bayley and Lyra Kira. And that's all I gotta say. This was a good match. The winner will be no more contender for Becky Lynch WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship. The bell rings and they lock up. Bayley hooks a side headlock so Lyra Kira whips her off. Bayley soon shoulder tackles her down and hits the ropes. Lyra Kira hits a hip toss and goes for a second one. Bayley counters it and takes her down. They get up and they start shoving each other. Lyra Kira hits a headlock takeover, but Bayley slips out and grabs the legs. Lyra Kira twists her away and hits a wheelbarrow arm drag before. I'm sorry. Lyra Kira twists her away and hits a wheelbarrow arm drag. Bayley quickly hits a back elbow and comes off the top rope with a diving arm drag. Bayley hits a basement clothesline for a 1 count. Bayley sends Lyra Kira into the ropes, but she holds on. Lyra Kira rolls over the back and hits a backslide pin for a 2 count. Lyra Kira whips Bayley hard into the corner and charge, but Bayley flapjacks her onto the top ropes. Bayley leaps at her, but Lyra Kira grabs her. Bayley goes for a monkey flip, but Lyra Kira counters with a cartwheel. Bayley quickly takes her down and catapults her into the turnbuckles. Bayley takes her down and applies a Boston Crab. Lyra Kira grabs for the bottom rope, but Bayley drags her away. Lyra Kira counters out and rolls her up for a 2 count. They hit the ropes and take each other out with stereo running cross body blocks. So we go to commercial break. Back from commercial break, Bayley cuts Lyra Kira off on the top rope. Bayley clubs the back and hits a superplex. They each cradle themselves for a 2 count. Bayley hits a pair of clotheslines followed by a back suplex. Lyra Kira was out of the ring to recover. Bayley slides out of the ring and leaps off the steps with a diving elbow drop to the spine. Bayley gets Lyra Kira in the ring for a 2 count. Bayley lifts Lyra Kira, but Lyra Kira counters with an arm drag. Lyra Kira plants her with a swinging neckbreaker for a 2 count. Lyra Kira goes for a tornado DDT, but Bayley slings her off and hits a sunset flip bomb into the turnbuckles for a 2 count. Bayley is looking frustrated as she sides Lyra Kira up. Bayley hits some shoulder thirst in the corner. Lyra Kira fights back with a gut wrench, set out powerbomb for a near fall. Lyra Kira goes for a German suplex. Bailey fights her off, and they clung heads. They started to exchange some strikes in the center of the ring. Lyra Kira ducks a clothesline and goes for a German suplex, but Bailey hits a standing switch. Bailey goes for a roll slam, but Lyra Kira counters with a Nightwing attempt. They start exchanging pins before the referee counts them both their shoulders down. The winner, the match ends in a draw. That part I did not like right there. The match ends with a draw. If I was if I was the crowd, I would have chanted 5 more. Give Bailey and Lyra Kira 5 more minutes. That'll be the end of that. It's a tie, so it's now sudden death. Give I would have give Bailey and Lyra Kira 5 more minutes to see who's gonna become number one contender. That should have kept going right there, but the referee says it's a draw. I did not like that. That's the L right there. But the match itself was good, but the ending was just an L. All right, the referee Jessica Carr rules the match a draw. And frustrating Bailey and Lyra Kira, they brawl out of the ring into the crowd. They eventually separated by WWE officials. I do not blame Lyra Kira and Bailey for being upset. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Good match between Bailey and Lyra Kira, and the ending was just terrible. I would at least give Bailey and Lyra Kira 5 more minutes. I would at least chant for 5 more minutes for Bailey and Lyra Kira, but that didn't happen. Bailey and Lyra Kira were dying a death out there before the awful finish. The pistol crowd, which is notoriously a brutal crowd, was extra quiet here, really hurting the match. Hashtag WWE Raw. Alright. Seth Rollins will battle LA Knight next Saturday at Saturday Night's Main Event backstage segment, and irate CM Punk is walking backstage when Jackie Raymond stops him. CM Punk says Seth Rollins' knees haven't worked that well in years. When he ran away, CM Punk says he has respect for Seth Rollins, who groups CM Punk goes over to LA Knight and says he knows he has issues with Seth Rollins, but he needs to get in the back of the line. LA Knight says that his match against Seth Rollins was just announced for Saturday night's main event, so he is the line. Yeah, LA Knight walks off. Backstage segment. Elsewhere, backstage, Sami Zayn is being treated by a medical professional. His wrists are heavily taped. Penta, his tag partner for the evening, checks on him. Sami Zayn painfully puts himself to his feet and says he'll still go through with the match. Sami Zayn heads to gorilla position. Sami Zayn makes his entrance and tries to fire himself up, but his ribs are causing him a lot of pain. He'll team with Penta to battle Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed next. So we go to commercial break. So gorilla position. Paul Heyman is still clutching the Money in the Bank briefcase. It is in the gorilla position. With Big Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker, Paul Heyman talks to Seth Rollins on his phone. Bronson Reed asks where the visionary is. Paul Heyman says he's on a jet. Perfection, Plan B. Bronson Reed asks what's Plan B. Plan B is. Braun Breaker says Plan B is for him to take out everyone in their way. Paul Heyman says that is a plan, but there is a time. Braun Breaker cuts him off and starts it and says it start with these two. Braun Breaker tells the production crew to hear this music. All right. All I gotta say is that new Money in the Bank briefcase with the black and gold looks fire, and that's all I gotta say. That is fire, and that's hard at the same time. I likes that. I likes that new Money in the Bank briefcase, the black and gold. I likes that. That looks hard and it looks fire at the same time. All right, so we get the main event of the evening. Tag team match. Sami Zayn and Penta versus Braun Breaker and Big Bronson Reed, accompanied by Paul Heyman. This was a fun tag team match main event. That's all I gotta say. Penta will start the match against Braun Breaker. They lock up and Braun Breaker quickly slams him down. Braun Breaker punches away at Penta before shouting the midsection and the corner. Braun Breaker whips Penta to the corner, but Penta slingshots him over, decks a clothesline, and hits a head scissors takeover. Penta gets the crowd fired up and kicks Braun Breaker in the corner. Braun Breaker quickly elbows him, but Penta responds with a boot. Penta hits a running hurricanrana. Sami Zayn tags in and comes off the second rope with the elbow to the arm. Sami Zayn chops the chest and wrenches the arm. Braun Breaker quickly knees Sami Zayn in the injured ribs, injuring when Karen Cross attacks him with a lead pipe earlier in the show. Braun Breaker hits the ropes at a ridiculous speed and runs over Sami Zayn with a massive clothesline. Big Bronson Reed tags in and clubs the back. Bronson Reed sends Sami Zayn to the corner and avalanches him. Bronson Reed wipes him to the opposite whips him to the opposite corner, but Sami Zayn elbows him in the face. Sami Zayn comes off the second rope with an axe handle. Penta tags in. Penta and Sami Zayn try to whip Bronson Reed, but he puts the brakes on. They club away at him. Penta leaps off Sami Zayn's back and forearms Bronson Reed out of the ring. They then send Braun Breaker out of the ring with a kick. Penta and Sami Zayn they take Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker out with a stereo somersault planches. So we go to commercial break. Back from commercial break, Bronson Reed is applying a neck vice to Penta. Bronson Reed clubs Penta down as he tries to fight up. Bronson Reed sends Penta into the ropes, but he lowers his head and takes a kick. Penta connects with a step up Insecurity. Sami Zayn tags in and punches away at Bronson Reed. Sami Zayn hits 10 punches in the corner, and Wiley unloads on him well beyond the 10 count. Sami Zayn hits the ropes for a clothesline, but Bronson Reed doesn't go down. Sami Zayn tries again, but Bronson Reed stays standing. Bronson Reed kicks Sami Zayn in the ribs. Sami Zayn springboard over him and hits a clothesline over the top rope. Sami Zayn quickly sends Braun Breaker out of the ring, goes to the apron and kicks them away. Sami Zayn hits an Abraham, Abraham, a a hits a Robin press to the floor and points to the sky in tribute to the late Sabu. RP to Sabu. That's all I gotta say. I like that by Sami Zayn paying tribute to Sabu. That's all I gotta say. Sami Zayn gets Bronson Reed into the ring and heads to the top rope. Bronson Reed cuts him off with a strike. Bronson Reed climbs the second rope and clubs the spine. Sami Zayn fights back and clubs away at Bronson Reed. Sami Zayn connects with a sunset flip powerbomb off the middle rope for a near fall. Sami Zayn grabs Bronson Reed, but Bronson Reed pops up and hits a Death Valley driver for a 2 count. Sami Zayn holds his ribs in pain. Braun Breaker tags in, and Bronson Reed puts Sami Zayn in an electric chair as Braun Breaker goes to the top rope. Sami Zayn slides off on Bronson Reed's shoulders and attacks Braun Breaker. Bronson Reed knocks Sami Zayn out of the ring. Braun Breaker then comes off the apron with a huge clothesline on Sami Zayn over the commentary table. So we go to commercial break. Back from the final commercial break of the evening, Braun Breaker is applying a barrel hug to the injured ribs. Sami Zayn fights out and manages to hit Braun Breaker with a back body drop over the top rope. Braun Breaker quickly gets in the ring to stop the tag and gets Bronson Reed in. Sami Zayn avoids a senton splash. Penta and Braun Breaker tag in. Penta hits a diving cross body block. Penta kicks Braun Breaker in the knee and hits a reverse sling blade. Penta kicks Bronson Reed in the head and kicks Braun Breaker down in the corner. Penta hits a handspring slingshot drop kick before setting up for a sacrifice. Penta snaps Braun Breaker's arm and Paul Heyman winds at ringside. Penta sets up for a Penta driver, but Braun Breaker fights out. Braun Breaker military press him, and Penta counters with a satellite DDT for a near fall. Penta clubs Braun Breaker. Paul Heyman gets on the apron to distract the referee. Bronson Reed crunches Penta on the top rope and tags in. Braun Breaker hits a Frankensteiner. Bronson Reed falls up with a sit out powerbomb. 1-2. Sami Zayn breaks up the pin. Bronson Reed knocks Sami Zayn out of the ring and sets Penta up for a tsunami, but Penta rolls out of the way. Bronson Reed hits the man hard and knocks the wind out of him. Sami Zayn and Braun Breaker tag in. Sami Zayn hits an exploder suplex into the corner before going to the opposite corner. Sami Zayn charges for a haluva kick, but Braun Breaker wipes him out with a leaping clothesline. Braun Breaker pulls the straps down and hits the ropes for a spear. But Sami Zayn big boots him down. 1-2. Bronson Reed breaks up the pin. Penta runs in, but Bronson Reed knocks him out of the ring. Sami Zayn hooks Bronson Reed's head for a suplex, but he can't get Bronson Reed up. Bronson Reed goes for a suplex, but Sami Zayn twists out. Sami Zayn sidesteps him and drives him into the turnbuckles. Penta snaps Bronson Reed off the top rope, and Sami Zayn hits Bronson Reed with a vertical suplex. Sami Zayn then turns into a massive spear from Braun Breaker in the win. The winner of the match by pinfall, Braun Breaker and Big Bronson Reed. This tag team match was a fun tag team main event match. What it was. All right, Penta checks on Sami Zayn before Braun Breaker hits him with a spear. Bronson Reed signals for a tsunami. Until main event, Jey Uso music hits. Jey Uso heads to the ring with a chair. Jey Uso greets Braun Breaker in the alleyway with a chair shot before smashing it off his back. Bronson Reed invites Jey Uso into the ring. Jey Uso gets in the ring and punches away at Bronson Reed before hitting a super kick. Bronson Reed hasn't gone down yet. Jey Uso throws a chair into Bronson Reed's head, knocking him out of the ring. Jey Uso's standing tall with Penta and Sami Zayn as Paul Heyman, Braun Breaker, and Big Bronson Reed frustratedly looks on from ringside. Good main event match. I didn't feel like there were any stakes on the line. The stakes on the line in this, which would lessen the excitement somewhat, but the crowd liked it. Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed need the win, so this was an easy team to get on to get it on, especially since Sami Zayn had the out with the injury. Hashtag WWE Raw. And this was a pretty decent episode of WWE Raw with some good action and some storyline advancements. The fact that that it's 8:30 p.m. Eastern time right now, and I can still hang out with my family isn't a bad thing earlier. Hashtag WWE Raw, and WWE Raw goes off the air. All right, let me give my honest opinion what I think about WWE Raw. Now I'm just gonna be real and honest, 1,000%. Now WWE Raw was a C average show for what it was, and that's all I gotta say. If you guys enjoyed my WWE Raw review on highlights, make sure you guys please watch the video from all the way from the beginning all the way towards the end. Hit that like button, subscribe to my channel for more wrestling content I do on the channel where I give you guys a full breakdown of my review and not to have my review. Go check out my WWE Night of Champions review and highlights. Follow my social media down below in the description. And I will see you guys live on Twitch for some WWE NXT watch along live and reactions. And I hope I get to affiliate, so I need 3 average viewers. So help me get to affiliate help me get to affiliate so I can get these 3 average viewers up. That way I can hit affiliate in 2025 twice in 1 year. I got affiliate in 2019. Then I'm gonna hit affiliate in 2025. So I need 3 average viewers. I got 3 out of 4 path to affiliate, but I need 4 out of 4 to get to affiliate. So that's all I gotta say from here. Have a great night. Stay safe and always stay positive. Kept your crew, kept your kings, kept your club. Too sweet. I'm out of here. Gang. Mwah. Bang. Too sweet. Gang. And I will see you guys live on Twitch for some WWE NXT watch along live reactions. That's all I gotta say. Have a great night. Stay safe and stay too sweet. I'm out of here. Gang. Mwah. Bang. Too sweet. Gang.